Oh, once we get past about 2, 3 o'clock, that's when we're really going to start to see deteriorating weather conditions. And we're already seeing some pretty heavy rain come in. The good news is it's just rain. It's not the wind that pushes it into that sideways rain that we often see during tropical events. Now, here's something that WDSU First Warning Radar is able to do. We're going out and we're looking in the Gulf of Mexico. Here's the tropical storm force wind field, about 30 miles off the coast. And obviously, as this system gets closer to us, and actually that data right there might be an hour old. I think it might be closer to like 20 miles off the coastline right now. Let me show you the wave heights. We actually had a report. National Hurricane Center issued a special statement about an hour ago. They said just north of the center there was an oil rig that reported a wind gust of 101 miles per hour. Here are the wave heights, anywhere from 20 to 21 feet. And even now off the Louisiana coast, those wave heights starting to increase just a little bit. Now let's show you the rain in your neighborhood. WDSU First Warning Radar showing the rain. It's moving from the south to the north. Some of these showers are moving a little more northwest. But again, it feels very tropical outside, very humid. The wind is going to be increasing. Kind of a light to moderate rain right now on the North Shore, but go farther to the south. That's where the heaviest rain is right now, especially here in the Gulf of Mexico. Moving up toward Boothville, Lafitte, Golden Meadow, Grand Isle. Obviously, you're going to be seeing more heavy rain over the next 3, 4, 5, 6 hours or so. Homa getting a little bit of a break, but that rain will come back in about an hour. Across the board, these showers going to be in place. They're going to get heavier, likely going to get more numerous, and the wind obviously is going to be increasing for us. Now, these are the current winds, and they really aren't that bad. Very manageable. As a matter of fact, it's kind of breezy, and if it's not raining in your neighborhood, it might feel kind of comfortable. Right now, the wind's at about 12 to 20 miles per hour at the lakefront, but again, as Francine gets closer, these winds are going to be increasing. Wind gusts in excess of 23. That's very manageable right now, but that's not going to be the case by late this afternoon and especially tonight. Here's the latest satellite view. Francine was looking a little more ragged about 3, 4 hours ago or so, but the National Hurricane Center believes there are 2 things happening with Francine. And these were 2 things that we were talking about for the last day and a half, 2 days or so. First of all, there's some drier air working in, but secondly, and maybe more importantly, as it gets closer to land, stronger upper level winds. We have some wind shear in place. Now the center of it, as of the last advisory, 150 miles from Morgan City. And we pick Morgan City because it looks like right around 7 o'clock, that's where the storm is likely to make landfall as a Category 1 hurricane. Here's the water vapor imagery, and I've been looking at this graphic closely for the last 2.5, 3 days because I knew there was going to be dry air in place. We've been tracking that dry air. But look at all that orange. That's not only dry air, that's very dry air, especially for this time of year to make it that far south all the way through Texas. Some of that dry air probably mixing in with the hurricane, keeping it as a Category 1. Winds right now at 90 miles per hour, not expected to get much stronger. Actually, let's see, that's the 12 o'clock advisory. Just got an update, but the winds are still at 90 miles per hour, moving to the northeast at 13 miles per hour. So little has changed, and little is going to change, most likely, in the next 7 hours. But there you are, 7 o'clock. Category 1 hurricane likely coming ashore in Morgan City. Now, as we look toward this afternoon and especially this evening, tropical storm force winds expected in the areas that are shaded in the blue. Hurricane force winds or hurricane force wind gusts expected in the areas shaded in the red. That pretty much sums it up. This graphic gives you an idea when you could see tropical storm force winds in your neighborhood. By 3 o'clock, pausing things here, already starting to see some winds in excess of 40, 45 miles per hour. Morgan City, Chauvin, Grand Isle, once we get to about 4:30, 5 o'clock. Now, here we are, 6 o'clock. Hurricane coming ashore. Category 1, very close to Morgan City. This is the area where we're going to have hurricane force winds. We're going to have more weather coming up shortly right here on WDSU. Thank you for watching our coverage.